What's up, Retro Maniacs? Joe Day coming at you from Mike's Retro Trading Cards, and welcome to episode 1 of a brand new series. We're going to take a look back at the top 10 selling Star Trek cards over the last month. But before we get to that, hit the actually, no. Engage. All right, before we make it so and get to this top 10 list, let me kind of explain to you how I put it together. So I went to Terapeak on eBay. I clicked on the last 30 days of sales, typed in Star Trek. In the drop down menu, I selected non sports trading card singles, and then I sorted it by highest price. If there were duplicates of the same card in that top 10, I pulled them out. I may talk about how there was, another one sold around that same time. I thought it'd be kind of boring to talk about the same handful of cards multiple times. It'd be like watching a top 10 baseball card sales and half of them are 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle. I don't find that very interesting. I wanted to talk about and look at as many cool Star Trek cards as I could. So that's kind of why I took some of those duplicates out. But every card on this list is pretty freaking awesome, and I can't wait to tell you all about them. And in case you're wondering why I'm kind of leaning off, Mike is going to throw up a picture right in this area as we talk about each one of the cards. I got my notes, so let's get into it. Let's make it so. Number 10, 2007 Rittenhouse, The Complete Star Trek Movies, Ricardo Montalban autograph card. This one is considered very limited with the print run ranging from 200 to 300. Rittenhouse generally does not number their autograph cards, so they'll just say what type of scarcity it is. This scarcity is very limited. It is a $799.99 or best offer listing, and this card sold for $719.99. Very strong sale for this card. Khan, he is in his Wrath of Khan look, which I much prefer. Khan is, without question, the second greatest Star Trek villain of all time. The Borg is obviously number one. Fight me in the comments. Very cool card. Strong one right out of the gate. All right, number 9, we've got 2018 Rittenhouse Star Trek, the original series, Captain's Collection, William Shatner autograph. Extremely limited, a 100 to 200 produced with a $759.99 fixed price. This is not the first time, or this is not the last time you're going to hear William Shatner's name on this list. His cards are very popular and very pricey. I actually kind of dig the picture on this one. It is from the second pilot. He's got that mock turtleneck sweater uniform thing going on from Where No Man Has Gone Before. But yeah, really cool card. Crisp auto. There's a lot of Shatner autos out there. He signs a lot, not just for Leaf and some of those ancillary companies, but he signed a lot for Rittenhouse. So I understand it's a valuable card. I don't know if I'm willing to shell out that price for a Shatner card because there are so many of them available. All right, number 8, 2013 Rittenhouse, Star Trek, the original series, Heroes and Villains. Speaking of, William Shatner, Joan Collins, dual autograph. This is extremely limited, 100 to 200 produced, and it's fixed price at $795. This is probably my favorite card on the list. Arguably, I don't know if there's even much argument. City on the Edge of Forever is considered the best episode of the original series. Joan Collins is Edith Keeler. Edith Keeler. I really, really great episode. I love the man out of time, fish out of water kind of episodes that they do. And this one was revisited. The Guardian was revisited in an episode of Discovery, which was really really cool as well. This feels like a low price for me. Two very very famous actors, Shatner and Joan Collins, on an autograph together in a pretty famous picture. So this is one I might, I don't know, maybe I'll put it to my saved search list for a future purchase. All right, number 7, 2016 Rittenhouse Star Trek the Original Series 50th anniversary Leonard Nimoy silver autograph, still sealed in its Rittenhouse top loader. This was a 6-case incentive, so if you bought 6 cases, you got that card. The card was listed for $999.99 or best offer, and it sold for $800. This, as you can tell from the picture, is the Mirror Universe goateed Spock. I mean, I get it. The Mirror Universe is, ever since Mirror Mirror, it's made its way into every Star Trek except for The Next Generation. I don't think there was a Mirror Universe episode in TNG. But yeah, it's been going on since, the 1960s. Discovery has been doing it currently. So I get the appeal of having a goateed Spock autograph card. If I'm going to shell out $800, I probably want Prime Universe Spock personally. But this could be a card that someone is buying to finish out a collection of Leonard Nimoy autographs. You never know. But it is a cool card. It's sharp. I like the silver with the black background. All right, number 6. First entry without or not autographed, and the first non-Rittenhouse entry. 1993 Skybox Star Trek Original Series VHS episode inserts. It's an 80 card set, and it went for $960 at auction. I gotta explain this to the kids out there. So VHS was a tape. It was a piece of plastic about this big with some film in it, and you stuck it in this thing called a VCR, and you hit play, and you could watch whatever was on that VHS on your TV. Maybe if you're old enough to know what a Blu-ray is, I don't know. Before streaming, anyway. But the idea is you bought, movies on these VHSs, but you could also buy episodes of television. So a 20-minute episode you buy a VHS for. Skybox back in the 90s was putting their cards in anything that moved. So they put their cards in VHSs, they put their cards in toys. They really, really wanted to get their cards out there. So you would open up the sealed VHS, you would pull the box off, and there is the card inserted in there. 1 card per episode, hence 80 cards. Really, really strong price for this. It can't be an easy set to put together, so I'm guessing that just the sheer ease of just buying the entire thing instead of trying to build it yourself may lend to the $1,000 price that it went for, almost $1,000 price. I will say I am curious where all those VHSs ended up as well. So, but really kind of a cool nostalgia. We talk about these moments in time a lot on the podcast and on the channel. Skybox, 90s, VHSs, check. Nostalgia moment in time right there. All right. Number 5, back to autographs, back to Rittenhouse. 2016 Rittenhouse Star Trek, the original series, 50th anniversary, William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, dual autograph. This was a 9-case incentive. This one is sealed as well, still in its Rittenhouse top loader. It was listed for $1,349.99 or best offer, and it sold for $1,147. Strong sale. It's not my favorite dual auto of the pair of Shatner and Nimoy, and not my favorite that's going to be on this list. But it's got a lot of things going for it. They're crisp autos. It's still sealed in the Rittenhouse top loader. Notice not a lot of graded cards. We're going to talk some graded cards, but not a lot of graded cards. in this top 10 list. Star Trek collectors, they like them sealed or they like them ungraded. This one is sealed, and that I think holds a little bit of a premium. All right, number 4. This is a strange one. This is one I had to do some additional research on. 2018 Rittenhouse Star Trek The Original Series Captain's Collection Vic Tayback cut autograph card. I had no idea who Vic Tayback was, so I did some research on that. The card itself was numbered to 33, and it's the Omega, as Marvel collectors call them. It was 33 out of 33. The card is 1 out of 4,400 packs. So 1 in 4,400 packs, which I think is like 15 cases, I think, if it's standard boxes and packs and things like that. This went for $1,399.99 at auction. So I had no idea who Vic Tayback is. Seatown Funk is probably going to say he's sitting with Vic Tayback right now and he's offended. But I did look up who Vic Tayback is, and he played a character named Mel Sharples in a show called Alice back in the 70s. He actually was nominated for an Emmy Award and won a Golden Globe for this role. This cut auto, as you could see in the picture, is inscribed Mel. The character he played in a piece of the action, a Star Trek episode about gangsters. It was like, I think it was like more of a comedy episode. His character was not named Mel in that. He inscribed it Mel because of his Mel Sharples character in Alice. I think that's why it holds a premium. I'm guessing ones that weren't inscribed Mel probably don't hold as much of a premium. But yeah, it's one of the few Rittenhouse cards that's not on card. They do some cut autos. There is another cut auto on this list as well. But yeah, it's an interesting card because of of a non-Star Trek reason, I think. I think that's why I went for almost $1,400. All right, number 3. This is the one. 2001 Rittenhouse Star Trek 35th Anniversary Dual Autograph William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy. This card is not numbered, but I believe it's out of 500. I think 500 were made. And it was 1 in 480 packs, according to Rittenhouse's website. This went for $1,536 at auction. This card actually sold on May 31st. The reason it is in the June 1st to June 30th top 10 sales video is because, well, it's my video, so I'm going to cheat. But also because this is the card that kind of was the catalyst for this series. I was watching this card. It was in my watch list. It was a couple $100, up to a few hours before it ended. And I'm like, oh, I'm not a huge original series guy, but I love Shatner. I love Nimoy. I love the movies. Maybe I should add this to my collection for a few $100. And I'm watching it, and I start seeing it creep up and creep up and creep up to the point where I was legitimately screen capping and sending pictures to Mike and EP saying, can you believe what this card is going for? And it went up to $800, then $1,100, then $1,300, and then finally ended at $1,536. At first, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way this is a legitimate sale, or, maybe this is the only one that's ever been sold, so that's why it went for a high price. You have been waiting around for it. One sold just a few weeks earlier for $1,525. So $1,525, $1,536. Long story short, this is a $1,500 plus card. I'm not going to say much more about it other than Shatner, Nimoy, 2001 Rittenhouse, so it was early Rittenhouse. So this is one of the first dual autos of these two characters. I mean, I love it. This is the one that I would put my money towards if I was looking for the Shatner Nimoy duel. All right, number 2. 2017 Rittenhouse Star Trek 50th Anniversary DeForest Kelley cut autograph card. This one went for $1,599.99 fixed price. It was a cut auto. Unfortunately, DeForest Kelley, Bones McCoy, no longer with us, passed away a few years before Rittenhouse got the licenses. And obviously, this was 2017, so he would be quite old at this point. It was numbered out of 50. Like I said, they generally don't number their cards, but they did number this one just like they did the Vic Taybeck. I think I'm saying that right. This was a 5x7 card, much like these up here, but they put a redemption in the packs. Much smarter idea, in my opinion. So they put the redemption in the packs, and you would pull that, send it to Rittenhouse, and they would send you a 5x7 cut auto card of DeForest Kelley. He was Bones was my favorite character on the original series and in the original movies. So this is a really, really cool card. His autographs generally go for a little bit more than this $1,600 ish range. I think because a lot of folks don't like oversized cards, and it's a cut auto versus an on card auto that you could get in some of the older Skybox stuff. I think that's what leads to a little bit of a depressed price. But I still love this card. It's such a cool card of a character with sharp wit, kind of sassy, kind of grumpy, kind of reminds me of someone. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this card. Big fan of DeForest Kelley. All right, before we tell you the number one card that sold this month, I'm going to give you a little bonus. We're calling it the Steal of the Month. I'm trying to learn how to say that in Klingon. Maybe next video. The Steal of the Month is a card that I was kind of scrolling through, and it went for under $100. The criteria is it went for under $100, and I want to punch myself in the face for not buying it myself. Like that makes it the steal, right? So the Steal of the Month for this month, 2021 Rittenhouse, Women of Star Trek, Art and Images, Academy Award winner, Michelle Yeoh autograph. This card, very limited, 200 to 300 were produced, $76 at auction. I'm so upset with myself that I didn't see this. And it was actually someone who I know sold it, and that makes it even worse. Out the door, less than $100 with tax and shipping is absolutely crazy. Michelle Yeoh, like I said, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, tremendous in that. But also, even more tremendous in my opinion, as Philippa Georgiou from Star Trek Discovery. The only thing that kept me interested in Discovery for those first few seasons was her. She's going to be in her own movie, Section 31, which is a long trek, and it's going to be on Paramount Plus. I'm so excited for that one. The only knock on this card, the card is of her as Captain Philippa Georgiou and not Emperor or Section 31 Georgiou. But again, we're splitting hairs. It's a Michelle Yeoh autograph for $76. Absolutely crazy. And that is my steal of the month. Now we're coming to number one on the list. It's not Rittenhouse. It's not autographed. And it's not graded. Yeah, I said that right. 1967 Leaf. Star Trek complete set. All 72 cards. All PSA graded, ranging from a PSA 3 to a PSA 6. This complete set of 1967 Star Trek cards was listed for $2,500 or best offer and sold for $1,800. As much as I love Rittenhouse, and as much as Rittenhouse has turned me into an autograph collector, I'll keep it PG, they've kept me an autograph collector. I do appreciate that Leaf, an OG set from the original series, is going for this kind of money. Cool that they're all graded as well. I think I would feel more comfortable if I was a buyer that they're all graded, because you never know. Don't trust anybody sometimes in this hobby. But yeah, really, really cool collection. This was one that had multiple sales throughout that top 10. So I kind of consolidated them into that number one spot. So you've got the complete set, 72, all PSA graded, sold for $1,800. There was a partial ungraded set. It had 61 of the 72 cards, but it also had doubles. It had 90 total cards. They were all ungraded, and they sold for $1,120 after that set sale of $1,800. I actually like that a little bit better. I just said I prefer them graded. I think I like that $1,120 number better than I can grade them and make a little bit more on top. And before both of those sales, there was a 5 card lot, all PSA 8s, that sold for $725. So Leaf is probably the premier. It's, the rookie set of Star Trek cards. So it's very, very cool that it hit the number one spot here. Probably not for me. It's original series, and I'm not a huge original series guy. But I'll tell you what, if you were a Star Trek fan of the original series in the 1960s and you have an opportunity to own this set today, pretty darn cool. So, all right, that's all I have for you. That is our top 10 Star Trek cards for the month of June 2024. Let me down in the comments. Money not a factor at all. If you could have one card for your PC, which one out of these 10 are you picking? Put that one down in the comments. Do the YouTube stuff. Subscribe if you're not. Check out some of the Star Trek content we've already put up on the channel, some box rips and things like that. Check that out. Like the video and let me know what you thought of the video. I'll keep doing them if you guys keep watching them. I had a lot of fun researching it, so I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. But until next time, live long and prosper. We'll catch you later.